Hello Will, hello Hòa. Will hôm trước đi đâu chơi không Will? Hello Hòa. Hòa năm mới đi đâu chơi không? We're going to do a bit of a speaking mock test now. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity for me, because my darling is not home. So we are free to stay up as long as we want. People, you can send a request to do the speaking mock test. Mình sẽ làm mock test trong vòng 15 phút. Mỗi bạn 15 phút thôi nha. Thế là lần nào mình mock test rồi cuối cùng là cũng toàn tư vấn, xem lại toàn tư vấn 30 phút, 40 phút. Rồi, nghe mà thấy mệt ngang. Going to the beach. Đi biển đi hả? Will đi biển đi hả? Mình lấy bộ forecast hay là lấy bộ câu hỏi luôn nhỉ? Document IELTS exam threat. There's one person already. Ellie.
Hello.
Ủa, con trai hả? Để tên Melissa. Tưởng con gái. Ok. Em làm mock test đúng không?
Yes.
Ok. Em có định thi sớm không?
Honestly, I have taken the IELTS test before, but I'm going to take the IELTS test again in the near future.
Is it in the cards already or you're still thinking about it?
I'm just thinking about it.
Ok, fine. Thông thường là mình không khuyến nghị các bạn làm mock test với mình khi mà sắp thi, vì I'm not the most supportive mock test examiner out there. Okay, so I'm going to ask you a few speaking part 1 and a few speaking part 3 questions, okay? Let's talk about listing. So, do you often make lists when you study or work?
Honestly, I frequently make a list when I study or when I go to the supermarket to buy something, because I have a brand of goldfish. So in order to memorize things, I often write it in a piece of paper in order to remember things efficiently.
Do you often make lists when you go shopping?
Yes, there are a lot of things to buy at the same time. So writing it in a piece of paper remind me in case I forget.
Well then, what technologies do you often use to help you make lists?
I think technology is really helpful when it comes to making a list, because instead of writing it with a pen or pencil, using technology, especially mobile phone, can help me to make a list everywhere, no matter where you are, regardless of physical places.
Okay. Nốt nhỏ nhá, là hơi nhiều cái này nó to quá. Nội dung nói em nói ok thôi, nhưng mà nó hơi nhiều regardless of physical places. Có thể nói là regardless of where you are physically, đúng không? Regardless of where you are thôi cũng được. Đấy. Regard, cái đoạn là physical places nghe nó hơi không tự nhiên, thì mình có thể nói là regardless of where you are. Đấy. Nhưng mà ngay cả đoạn này không có một cái thành ngữ nào ấy, không có một cái idiomatic language nào ấy. Em có thể dùng một cái dụ nhá, em phải nói như này, khi mà em theo dõi việc làm của mình ấy, em có thể nói là keep tabs on something. I need my lists to keep tabs on what I'm doing because I tend to, just get carried away and do things that are not that important. Hiểu không? Yeah. Thêm cái đấy vào.
Okay.
Hiện tại đang có hai cái đấy, là một là cái nó hơi to. Thông thường nhá, cái nó không phải vấn đề đâu, nhưng mà nó 1-2 lần thôi. Còn nếu như mà trong một câu nhá, anh đang ngồi nghe như này chẳng hạn, thông thường cái giám khảo người ta ngồi nghe, người ta, như em có ấn tượng tốt nhá, cứ ngồi nghe thôi. Nhưng mà nếu mà em nói mà ta chú ý nhiều quá thì sẽ bị mất cái fluency ấy, nên là hạn chế cái đó. Và thứ hai là nên có thêm một xíu cái idiomatic language nữa. Keep tabs on là một thành ngữ rất là dễ dùng. Đấy. Hoặc là mình có thể dùng là something up my alley. Đó, có hai thành ngữ này em recommend khi mà nói về cái việc tìm cái liên quan đến listing. Okay, thế nhá, let's continue. In the next part of the test, I'd like to discuss with you one or two general questions related to something that you have not been talking about. Let's talk about health and healthy lifestyles. What are the things that allow people to lead a healthy lifestyle?
I think from my perspective, there are a lot of things that make people live a healthy lifestyle. One of which is getting up early in the morning. From my observation nowadays, I see a lot of people staying up too late in the evening and being overwaken the following day, which is not really good for performing their individual tasks. For example, like going to work late or going to school late. So I think that getting up early in the morning is very helpful for people nowadays. Like early bird get the best warmth. That is the
Thank
saying
you.
that.
Thank you. Do you think that people should search for advice on the internet when they want to, change their lifestyles to become healthier?
Thanks to the development of science and technology, people nowadays can get updated information about health problem on the internet. And I think the social media is an ideal place for people to get to know a lot of information that is necessary for improving their health.
Do you think that what kinds of information can they find again?
For example, they can find the information relating to healthy diets or a variety of exercise that they can do every morning, and they can apply it into workout or the gyms, for example.
Thank you. That should be it for today then. Anh nghĩ là quan điểm của anh nhìn chung là hiểu được. Từ vựng cũng ổn. Nhưng mà phần này thì không chính xác bằng phần 1. Đấy. Ví dụ nhá, có một số lỗi như này là one of which is. Nếu mà which phát âm như nào?
Which.
Cái đoạn mà dậy sớm overwaken là như nào vậy? Ý của em là dậy sớm quá hay là ngủ muộn quá hay như nào?
I mean, they are late for work or school in the following day.
Thế thì phải nói là they oversleep đúng không? They oversleep and they wake up a bit too late for work and school.
Yes.
Work or school. Cái đoạn early birds đấy thì hơi chán. Ôi, muốn dùng thành ngữ nhưng mà mấy cái câu saying kiểu như vậy á, một là em không dùng thì không sao, hai là em đã dùng em phải có được cả một cụm luôn đấy. You know, early birds get cái gì mà early birds get
The word
better
worms.
worms à? Anh em phải trả lại thành ngữ nhá. Anh không biết cụm đấy, anh gọi là biết na ná nhưng mà anh không dùng cụm đấy đâu, nên anh không dùng bao giờ cả. Đấy. Nói chung là luật liên quan đến idiom ấy, đó là nếu như em dùng nhá, em không được break nó ra đâu ấy. Break ra là coi như là không dùng luôn, mà coi như là dùng nhưng mà dùng bị trừ điểm ấy. Đấy, thì lưu ý phần đấy. Có một số lỗi nhỏ như vậy thôi, còn thật ra với part 3 ấy, cái điều quan trọng nhất là em phải trả lời được, tức là thể hiện là em có khả năng nói dài. Đó, cái này lối sống khỏe mạnh nó có nhiều thứ lắm ấy. Em thấy là cái việc dậy sớm là một chuyện, em có thể nói về thì nói chuyện dậy sớm nhá. Thay vì em nói về tác dụng của nó, em có thể nói là thực ra là có nhiều người á, người ta rất là khó dậy sớm. Nhưng mà khi mà how em mô tả là họ có thể là họ dậy vào lúc nửa ngày á, midday đúng không? They wake up at midday when they feel horrible because they have missed out many hours in the morning during which they can complete a lot more work, or at least exercise or get together with friends doing meaningful things. Hiểu đấy không? Thì tức là cái đoạn đấy á, thì nó có nhiều cách triển khai để em không bị đi vào cái ngõ cụt đấy. Đó. Và cũng có ý khác như kiểu là có chế độ ăn tốt, đúng không? Có chế độ ăn tốt, ăn đủ chất, không chỉ là đủ chất xơ mà là chất protein, không rồi là carbohydrates các thứ, rồi là cái việc là exercise thường xuyên. Đấy. Thì nên tức là những cái phần đấy phải chọn cái ý nó dễ nói cho em, và thứ hai nữa là anh cũng nghĩ rằng là em nên triển khai ý nó tốt hơn ấy, bởi vì câu thứ hai của em nhá, em không lấy ví dụ ấy là anh sẽ hỏi em ngay, nhưng mà cái hỏi đấy là hỏi kiểu trừ điểm ấy. Đấy, nên là cố gắng là khi em đưa ra quan điểm nhá, em phải cố gắng là lấy cho anh ví dụ, 1-2 ví dụ. Tức là mình cứ chủ động lấy ví dụ thì nó sẽ tốt hơn với việc là mình bị hỏi về chuyện ví dụ đó. Chưa nhỉ?
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay. That should be it then. Có câu hỏi gì không em?
What pay score do you think I am leveling at?
Hiện tại là 6,5. Đấy, nghĩa là hiện tại là 6,5.
Okay, thank you very much.
Tiếp theo nha, hôm nay mình sẽ chạy KPI. I'm running a tight ship today.
Hello thầy.
Hello.
Nói gì tiếp?
Em có thi không?
Em cũng chưa nghĩ đến việc thi. Bởi vì hiện tại thì em cũng chỉ gọi là học tiếng Anh lại kiểu side quest thôi. Nhưng mà nếu test được thì mình cứ test thôi.
Ok. Thank you Phạm Quyên. Hôm nay là may mắn rồi, chứ còn tóc nó sẽ vẫn trông như hói. Okay, just like you have a 9. Cáo màu cam, damn you're handsome. Can I be a little nosy? Are you seeing anyone? Yes. Okay, Ming Day. Right, okay, good. Finally, someone who's willing to show his or her face behind the filter, that is.
So,
Okay, let's do the speaking test then. In the first part of the test, I'd like to ask you a few questions about yourself. Let's talk about jackets. Do you often wear jackets when you go out?
well, I live in Ho Chi Minh City, which is a very, very hot place. So I'm not very particular wearing jacket when I go out, but I'm wearing only wear when it's really, really hot, or when it's super shiny, to protect my skin from the UV laser beam or something. Yeah.
Laser beam, you mean UV light?
Yeah, UV light. I don't know the word for that.
Clearly, Well then, when was the last time you bought a jacket?
Oh wow, the last time I bought a jacket was like many years ago because I remember that time that I have to go to a country. That country like have very cold weather, and I have to bought one just to traveling alone. And I never really use it again unless I go to some other country with the same coldness.
Same coldness. Well then, is there a jacket brand that you really like?
Oh, jacket brand. Um, well, it's not a brand that make entirely for jacket, but I bought like a jacket. It's like a very big jacket from that brand name's Uniqlo. I'm sure you probably know that brand. And it's still pretty good. Is very light and is have a very good material that keep me warm throughout like the time I was traveling. So I think it's very good.
Okay, fine. Nghĩa là câu trả lời ok. Nhưng mà không thi thì không có vấn đề gì cả. Cứ tập nói như này để nói nhiều đã.
Oh.
Nha. Có một cái vấn đề đó là I'm not wearing jackets when I go out. Thế thì khi em nói về thường em chỉ dùng cái kiểu như vậy á. Khi em chỉ dùng thì vấp in kiểu này khi mà em đang complain thôi. Như kiểu là khi mình nói là khi mình nói một đứa bạn nhá, đó là trời rất là nóng nhưng mà nó luôn luôn mặc cái áo jacket trông như dở hơi ấy, thì mình nói là well it's really hot outside but she's always wearing one jacket or another when she heads out, which is really mind boggling. Đấy, tại em complain thì em mới dùng đấy để em nói về một cái việc người ta hay làm. Còn nếu như mà việc em làm bình thường thì đó là well I don't often wear jackets when I go out. Yeah. Laser beam thì không phải, nó là UV light. Và cuối cùng là some other country ấy, thì là some other countries, số nhiều nhé.
Okay.
Và hơn nữa là thi thoảng thì em có dùng được câu chủ yếu trong các câu em nói là câu đơn ấy. Nó toàn là and với cả là câu đơn là chính, thì có thể là em sẽ dùng thêm câu ghép kiểu because. Câu và một câu rất quan trọng là câu which. Câu đấy thì nó cái dạng which mà dạng phức ấy thì nó nói chung là phải có một cái ý mạnh cơ mới chạy được. Nhưng mà cái which mà kiểu comment thôi là which is pretty nice. Nếu nói về Uniqlo chẳng hạn, đúng không nhỉ? So I buy this particular jacket. I bought this particular jacket from Uniqlo, which is a big brand here in Vietnam. Thì cái câu which kiểu như vậy nó là một cái dạng bổ sung thông tin rất là tự nhiên, mà nó lại còn cho thêm điểm mình ngữ pháp nữa nha. Đây là cái lưu ý về phần đấy. Okay. One speaking part 3 question then. You're not doing the test anywhere soon, so anytime soon. So I'm not gonna, press you with hard questions.
Okay.
Let's talk about festivals. What types of festivals are popular in Vietnam?
Festival. Festival. Just different. I don't know if this is a festival or not, but we have like Third Holiday, which is like holiday things. It's like it's not really a festival,
But
it's
then which festivals tend to take place during that holiday?
which festival? I don't know how to call this, but in Ho Chi Minh City, in during Third Holiday and like during like the beginning of the Third Holiday, we usually have like like the Nguyễn Huệ Street. They used to have they already and they still having like a road full of flower and all that animal or that mascot, for like the new year, and people just often go there and taking pictures and eating, because like that street is like full of restaurants and all other stuff. So I don't know if that a festival or not, but I think that's like a very festival like thing.
Okay, acceptable. Phần này thì tất nhiên là holiday holiday là trả lời lạc đề rồi. Thì sẽ hỏi là thông thường là trả lời lạc đề nó sẽ hỏi là ta hỏi về festival thì trong cái dịp đấy là có festival nào không? Và thì nó có nhiều festival hoa, flower festival là một kiểu như kiểu trên đường Nguyễn Huệ. Em phải mô tả kỹ hơn một chút. Đoạn mô tả vừa rồi thì gọi là có nhắc tới nhưng mà cũng hơi bí ý nên là cái câu nó chỉ là câu đơn cụm từ đấy. Thì em thể mô tả kỹ hơn là như kiểu có nhiều loại hoa, nhiều màu. Tức là mình mô tả chung chung nhưng mà mô tả theo kiểu là có thể nói là nó có nhiều loại hoa nhá, nhiều màu và mùi rất là thơm. Xong cái con phố đấy là rất nhiều người đến chụp ảnh nên là nó rất là vui vậy, rất là vui ấy. Và những cái hội hoa kiểu này thường là sẽ go viral on the internet. Đấy, bởi vì hình ảnh đẹp. Đó. Nhá, thế nghĩa là nếu như mà nói về cái phần discussion thường yêu cầu người ta là như vậy. Nhá.
Wow. Oh, okay.
Okay, that should be it then.
Thank you, teachers.
Okay, bye bye.
Bye bye, teacher.
Hello.
Hello.
Ừm,
Này, thầy.
nghe được không?
Dạ rồi, nghe rồi.
Có định thi không đấy? Thi sớm thôi.
Dạ, chắc là trong vòng 6 tháng đổ lui.
À, thế thì ok. Tưởng là thi sớm thì không nên làm mock test thế này, không là bị chê nhiều.
Dạ.
Bạn này, chờ một xíu nhé. Có bạn này hỏi câu gì đây? Thầy ăn cháo dưỡng nhan không? Không, cháo dưỡng nhan là cháo gì vậy? Ok. Sure. Em có target nào?
Em không biết nữa. Để đi thi thử thôi.
Okay. Let's do a few speaking part 1 questions. Let's talk about plants. This is quite an iconic topic. Well then, when you were younger, did you grow any plant?
Well, plant is not my type of favorite thing to do. To do with, especially when I was young. I didn't know how to take a good care of a plant. And every time I watered some kind of plant, for some reason, several days after, that plant would die. And I don't really, I am not really knowledgeable in terms of plants. So I have
Sure.
never
Well then,
grown
thank you.
anything.
Do Vietnamese people send plants as gifts?
If flowers are counted as plants, I think the answer is yes. Like in every special occasions, parties, birthday, or in any kind of anniversary, people usually give flowers, or sometimes I have to say, plants with many green leaves as presents, like the way to celebrate and to express their appreciation or their love to one another.
Nice. Hai câu này trả lời cũng được. Câu sau thì hay hơn câu trước. Cái câu trước ấy thì có một lỗi nhỏ như này, plant is not. Cái plant là đếm được ấy thì phải nói là plants nhá.
Yeah.
Và em không thích nó ấy thì em nói chung là với một câu trả lời là cháu không thích và cháu không quan tâm mà gọi là nói ra như vậy cũng rất là nice, đấy là một cái điều rất là tốt. Chỉ có là khi mà em nói là em không biết ấy thì em có thấy là mình bị ngại nói không?
Dạ, đúng rồi. Nhưng mà thì ra là tại vì em không biết gì về cây cối thì em cũng không biết nhảy số sao.
Thế không thành vấn đề đâu, nói chung đấy là một cái, vấn đề không phải vấn đề mà là một cái hiệu ứng mà khi mình nói là cháu không biết ấy, thì thường là mình hay bị rơi vào tình trạng là ngại nói. Thì chú ý là nếu mà em đi thi ấy, thì, cái chuyện nói biết hay không biết không quan trọng đâu ấy. Quan trọng là sau đấy em nói em mở rộng như thế nào. Đấy, thì, về lỗi nhá, về cách sửa thì đầu tiên là nhớ về quá khứ nhá, là plans số nhiều và quá khứ phải là were not, được chưa? Plans were not my favorite things when I was a kid. Nhớ là để về quá khứ nhá. Những câu mọi người lưu ý rằng là thật ra thì trong cái phần ngữ pháp của bên tiếng Anh ấy, có một số câu người ta cố tình hỏi về quá khứ ấy, không thể tránh được đâu nhá, và không thể lắt léo được bằng bất kỳ một loại ngữ pháp nào khác. Khi người ta cố tình hỏi các bạn về quá khứ, thực ra cái đó là đang check xem là các bạn có đủ ngữ pháp rộng không. Và nếu mà không trả lời được ấy, thì khả năng cao sẽ là 7 trở xuống đấy. Nên lưu ý là khi bạn chuẩn bị những bài thi nói kiểu này á, khi người ta đã cố tình hỏi, khi bạn nói bình thường nhá, bạn tự nhảy thì không thành vấn đề đâu. Nhưng mà khi người ta hỏi bạn về quá khứ, bạn phải trả lời nó một lượng lớn về quá khứ. Rồi sau đấy khi bạn nhảy thì các bạn nói là right now though. Đấy là at the moment, for the time being. Khi em nhảy thì như vậy thì ok. Nhưng không thể nào gọi là trả lời các câu hỏi về quá khứ bằng thì hiện tại mà điểm vẫn cao. Không có đâu nhá. Đấy, lưu ý phải đấy. Thì nhớ sửa cái đấy là plants were not my favorite things when I was a kid. Cái đoạn này á, thì em thể nói là thực ra thông thường những câu chuyện kiểu này em thể nói về những người khác quanh em thì như thế nào, hiểu không? Đấy, em thể nói là well, when I was a kid, plants were not exactly my favorite things. I mean, there were a couple of trees where I lived, and my parents also had a few plant pots along their balcony, which they watered every day, and they seemed to be like super into that sort of task, but like I just couldn't really wrap my head around the appeal of plants, when I was younger. And to be honest, even as an adult, I still have no interest in them. Hiểu câu trả lời đấy không? Cái nhịp như vậy là hoàn toàn chấp nhận được hết, và nhịp đấy là cái nhịp ok. Cái cách trả lời của em cũng đúng nhá, chỉ là nói chung là khi mà em chưa có trải nghiệm nhiều ấy, thì nó sẽ mình trả lời không một cái là sẽ bị không nói gì mà. Em phải kéo những người khác vào. Đấy. Kéo những người khác vào, và kéo những cái chương trình vào. Liên quan đến plans là được. Có một số cái khác ấy là các bạn thể nói về việc là có một số suggestion là các bạn có thể nói về những cái thứ khác các bạn làm thay vì plans bạn làm cái gì. Không nên, chỉ nên một câu thôi. Còn nếu như bạn bắt đầu đánh trống lảng sang một hoạt động khác để các bạn có nhiều chữ để nói ấy, lạc đề đấy, không đến part 3 người ta sẽ dí bằng chết nha. Nên là mình khi mà mình nói cháu không biết, mình nói những người khác, thì cái cách mà triển khai hợp lý hơn ấy là tôi sẽ kéo những người khác vào liên quan đến vụ plans đấy, được chưa? Chứ không nên là đánh trống lảng hẳn sang hoạt động khác. Như kiểu một câu nói là không biết, xong những câu sau nói toàn là đi chơi này, đi lên bar này, không có đi sập sình này, không có được đâu nha. Rồi tiếp theo nhé là in special occasions, đó là on special occasions. Đấy, ngữ pháp. Okay, right. Now we're gonna do one speaking part 3 question. Let's talk about parks. What kinds of facilities do most parks need?
The first thing that comes into my mind would be swings, seesaws, which are very popular, particularly in Vietnam. Whenever you see parks, you will see stuff like swings and sort of like a small playground for kids to enjoy. And another thing that I can think of is that some, I have to say something like sports facilities on which people, especially old people, usually use to do exercise along the pathway of the parks.
Thank you.
So,
Do you think that all parks must have sports amenities?
I don't think so. It's okay if they offer the residents of the area with some amenities like that, but it's still okay because parks are places for people to come and enjoy greeneries and fresh air. Also some community activities. So it is not really necessary for parks to have those kind of things.
Okay, cool. Part 3 đã hỏi, có thể hỏi kiểu như vậy. Ra câu đầu tiên này, câu đấy rất là khó ấy. Người ta hỏi là what types of facilities do parks need? Bình thường ai quan tâm đến parks đâu, đúng không? Đấy. Thế thì cái câu trả lời của em ấy là cũng được. Chỉ có một cái là thông thường những câu đầu tiên nhá, nên cố gắng là em chủ động giải thích, chủ động đánh giá, tức là chủ động mở rộng về cái quan điểm đấy. Bởi vì khi mình thảo luận ấy, thường người ta không quan tâm đến cái ý mình nói là cái gì đâu ấy. Miễn sao là câu trả lời hợp lý là được, đúng không? Nhưng mà nó không hỏi, người ta không quan tâm đến cái sự liệt kê. Nên là em khi liệt kê một đống cái đồ ấy ra thì cũng được, nhưng mà thực ra là câu trả lời đấy nó sẽ thường là không có ấn tượng tốt. Khi em nói về những cái như kiểu là seesaws với cả cái gì nhỉ, slides, đúng không? Thì em nên nói về cái việc là so who actually use these facilities? Mostly kids, right? And I noticed that in parks that for parks that have these facilities, children spend a lot more time in the outdoor, which is a nice thing because they can exercise and get their daily dose of fresh air. In other parks, these facilities are not available, and oftentimes only adults would go to these places, which is kind of boring in my opinion. Hiểu đấy không? Tức là em sẽ mô tả về cái đấy, em nói về cái đấy nhá. Em có thể mô tả về kích cỡ, em có thể mô tả về màu sắc. Những cái đấy rất là kiểu generic, em nói cái nào cũng được. Nhưng mà nói cái đấy, sau đấy em phải nói về việc là ai dùng nó, ai không dùng nó. Đấy, lợi hại của nó là cái gì. Cái đấy á, thông thường mới là cái mà cho em điểm. Còn cái việc mình liệt kê thông tin ra không có điểm. Thì lý phần đấy. Tức là cái câu tiếp theo em mới hỏi là so do you think that all parks need to have sports amenities? Thì cách em trả lời cũng rất ok nha. Được. Mà lưu ý phần đấy. Còn ở đây thì không nốt lại vấn đề về từ vựng nào cả, bởi vì speaking part 3 cái đầu tiên em phải xử lý được là cách trả lời đã. Còn về từ vựng thì cũng ổn, nhưng mà không thấy cái idiomatic language nào cả, tức không có cái thành ngữ nào hết ở đây.
Phần đó là phần em đang tập xài mà em chưa tập được.
Ok, em có thể xem cái quyển Cam 20 ấy. Quyển Cam 20 nha, nó có, em xem phần mẫu trả lời của nó ấy. Mọi người để xem, nếu như mọi người nghĩ rằng là dùng DTIL không cần dùng từ khó hay là không dùng idioms mà điểm vẫn cao ấy, các bạn mở quyển sách Cam 20 ra mà xem. Cái quyển bài mẫu của nó, ngay từ những câu đầu tiên thôi đã có rất là nhiều kiểu phrasal verbs hoặc là idiomatic language rồi. Đấy, nên là mình sẽ phải, thực tế là khi mà học ngôn ngữ thì mình không khuyến nghị là phải dùng từ khó, nhưng mà cái việc mà học thành ngữ hay là học những cái từ nó tự nhiên đến với chủ đề đấy là điều hiển nhiên. Và thành ngữ hoặc là cái idiomatic language như kiểu là phrasal verbs các thứ ấy, nó là điều rất là quan trọng cho phần nói. Thì em phải học thêm phần đấy. Ví dụ như cái bài về parks này á, thì em thể nói là I think that nói về, em thể mô tả về về trí nhớ đi, là if my memory serves, một cụm rất là dễ dùng, if my memory serves, hoặc là off the top of my head. Đó là những cái thành ngữ mà nó mang tính chất là liệt kê quan điểm ấy, rất là dễ dùng. Đấy, thế em thể nói là nói về đánh giá về nói về cái gì nhỉ? Nó chẳng nghĩ ra cái gì nữa cả. Chung là phần này nó là rất là niche đấy, thì chắc thấy là ok rồi. Sau đấy là lúc mà em nói thêm về những cái sports facilities thì thể nói về cái việc là get fit này, đúng không? Get in shape này. Đấy. Xong improve the standards of living. Đó, kiểu thế. Nhá. Okay.
Cảm ơn. Cái đợt cỡ tầm này thì là đang khoảng bên bao nhiêu rồi thầy?
6.
Dạ, rồi, em cảm ơn.
Phải ưu tiên những người có avatar là có mặt thật. Những người có avatar mặt thật không vào. Chán thật.
Này, để em nói.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, this is the first time I ever been on this live stream. But I really like the way you teach the other students, so I want to join.
Sure. Do you have a goal in mind?
Actually, my target is like 8.5 in the next year, but like I'm
As
not
in
sure.
2027?
Yeah, I do have a goal like 8.5 in 2027, but like it's kind of hard because I think my speaking ability is a little bit like I think I'm gonna practice more on like speaking.
Sure, that's the spirit. I mean, if you are aiming for, the moon and the stars, you definitely have to go the extra mile, right?
Yeah.
Why not? But then why not? It's 2027. We're barely into January. Actually, today is the second day of January, and you have already projected that vision for
Like
2027, perhaps December of 2027.
like
Well,
2 years.
Yes. Yes. So, if you're aware of the fact that 8.5 overall is quite a milestone, then you need to put in more work. That's all. Right?
Yeah, right.
Okay. Have you ever taken the IELTS test?
Yeah, I did take the IELTS test I'm
Okay.
gonna say like 3 years ago.
Sure. We're gonna do the speaking test now. Let's see
Yeah.
if you have made any improvement. Okay. In the first part of the test, I would like to ask you a few questions about yourself. Let's talk about cooking for other people. Do you enjoy cooking for other people?
Yeah, actually, I am a food lover, but to be honest, I was not born for cooking. Like, whenever I try to cook something, I at least like burn it, or like I couldn't like make it like to the way I expected. But yeah, I'm trying to learn more new like ways of cooking for others. I love the fact that people try my food and give me some compliments on it. Like, so it's kind of satisfaction. It's kind of like a satisfaction when people try to like try my food and like love it. So yeah, I'm gonna work on it more in the future.
So when was the last time you cooked for someone else?
To be honest, like just today, like this afternoon, I tried to make some very simple dishes for my parents. It was not that good, but like I was very happy because I did something that I wish to do. I still remember like for my friend's birthday, I tried to make him a birthday cake. It turned out to be like not very delicious or scrumptious, but like at least I tried.
Okay, fine. Your answers were fine, but towards the end of the first answer, you did sort of go back and forth in terms of
Yeah,
which
right.
satisfaction.
Repetition, yeah.
Oftentimes, that can give you a considerable penalty in terms of fluency and lexical resources. So, avoid making that sort of mistakes, okay?
Yeah.
But then again, I honestly don't think that there's a trick to it outside of, exercising, not exercising, but practicing to the point that you have the reflex of, just going ahead with one idea. And if you feel like you have used the wrong word, you can go back and say, oh, sorry, I think that I used the wrong word there. I meant something or another.
Just point it out, right?
It's just that at the moment, I don't think that you have attained that kind of reflex yet. But still, one more year. Okay. Let's do one speaking part 3 question.
Okay, sure. Thank you so much for letting me do.
Why are you thanking me?
Like, just like give me one more chance.
Oh, I mean, it comes with the territory. If you hop on this live stream, I'm gonna give you a few speaking part 1 questions, and then
Okay,
one
so
on
this is the
speaking
first time
part
I ever realized your live stream. So yeah, I thought like just one person's one question, but it was great. It is great that I can answer like more questions.
Okay, fine. Let's talk about weather. What kinds of weather are disliked in your country?
What kind of weather I dislike in my country?
No, what kinds of weathers are disliked by Vietnamese people?
Okay, sure. I think I'm gonna say like in Vietnam we do have 4 seasons, especially in the north and then the central part of Vietnam. And I do think that some of the kind of weather in Vietnam is kind of like annoying and it's kind of unbearable sometimes. For example, in the winter it's kind of freezing cold, especially in the I guess in January and February, and most of the Vietnamese people tend to have to put a lot of clothes on their body, but like it was like too hard to put up with it. And sometimes Vietnamese people also don't like the fact that they have to like in a scorching heat, especially during summer, especially in the center part of Vietnam. I'm actually from the center part of Vietnam, and I think that sometimes I cannot bear the heat in the summer. It's kind of, even though that like I try to wear the most comfortable clothes but I still cannot deal with this kind of weather in the center part of Vietnam. So I think most Vietnamese people do think just like me.
Thank you. Well then, do people rely on weather forecasts to plan their days?
I think nowadays with the development of the technology, and I think that the weather forecasting is some applications for weather forecast is more accurate right now, and people tend to. I'm not gonna say that they rely on the weather forecast, but like they tend to believe in the weather forecast to plan their days so that they have a more effective and I'm gonna say, they are going to arrange more appropriate activities for the days if they know the weather based on the weather forecast. And I myself always need to try to download some of the weather forecast applications like Windy on my phone so that whenever I go out, I want to be well prepared for the things I want to do in the day. So I'm gonna
Thank
check
you, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought that your fluency was good, but your accuracy was sort of subpar. Okay. There are 2 mistakes. Not mistakes, but more like errors. Scorching heat. One more time. Scorching heat. You said scorching, the term. It's scorching.
Yes, scorching. I remember scorching hot. I was intended to say like scorching hot.
But you use in the noun form. That's
Yeah,
also
scorching
acceptable.
heat. Yeah.
Like towards the end of the first then the first answer, you sort of repeated yourself by using the same phrase over and over again, central part of Vietnam. That's not a good sign, right? There's nothing wrong with using phrases like that. It's just that if you speak really fast and you end up using essentially the same words over and over again, that's gonna give you a huge penalty.
Yeah.
Right?
Thank you.
You had a very lovely run towards the end. I felt like you're sprinting through your answer, which was fine. But I would recommend you to try to get to grips with it. It doesn't mean that you have to slow down all the way because that's gonna sound very uninspiring, very lethargic. That's not the kind of energy that you want to bring into the room. But you definitely need to be more mindful of whom you're talking to, because if you're talking to a friend, that's fine. If you're talking to an examiner, the point of your answers is not to just express yourself. It's more about making sure that your answers are going to take out all the boxes. Right?
Yeah.
So the examiner needs to be able to follow you and recognize the ideas that you're trying to convey. If you just try to make a bolt to the end of the answer, then you're missing the point.
Yeah, I see. Yeah.
Okay. So for me, I thought that you were a 7. Did you get a 7?
Yeah, I did get a 7 on speaking. Oh, the
3
last
years
one,
ago?
7,
3 years ago?
3 years ago.
An
Actually, I got an 8 3 years ago. An
8
8
for speaking.
overall. Yeah, no, overall.
Oh,
Yeah.
well then, on the bright side, you were an 8. But then, in this day and age, who is not an 8?
Yeah, sure.
Sorry, that's
Yeah.
not the kind of energy that I want to put. I want to bring into 2026. So I'm going to say, yes, you got an 8, which is okay. Good.
I thought like if I'm gonna like take the IELTS test again this year, I'm gonna like not gonna get to an 8. But yeah, I'm trying. I'm trying to like be more. I think I'm gonna slow down my speed a little bit in my speaking, like kind of my habit. So yeah, I got your advice. I really understand your advice.
I feel like you're still missing the point. The point is about being as accurate as possible.
Oh, okay. It's not about the speed. I thought you think like slow down their speed a little bit during speaking.
It's also, you know, a facet of it.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that should be it. Wow. 3 years and still got an 8. Is that the answer you wanted to hear?
Like 3 years ago? Like
No. When I said that I would give you a 7 for speaking,
I
did it
got
knock
a
the wind
7.
out of
I
you?
also got a 7 for speaking 3 years ago, actually. Not like the 8 for overall, but like 7 for speaking.
Which brings me to the next question. When I told you that you got that I would give you a 7 for your performance today, did you feel that it was, you know, a good thing or more like a 9 to the heart?
I think I don't know, but like a 7. I hope I can also get a 7 for this. Like I don't know, like in my speaking abilities, it's like getting words or not. But 7, I appreciate it. Like 7, I don't know. Is I can make it to 7 in for my speaking.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
whatever floats your boat then, girl. Okay. Good luck. And perhaps I'll see you around, considering the fact that you have 2 more years to go.
Right. Hopefully next time I can like still be on your live stream. Thank you so
Okay.
much. Yeah. Thank you so much for this.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. Thank you.
Hello, main character. Hello, Merry Christmas. Hello, Mariah Carey.
Hi. Yeah, I think I probably have kind of like the same level as the last girl, as in I don't know. I honestly generally think that my speaking ability is okay. Like I actually think it's one of the stronger skills that I possess when it comes to the IELTS test. But for whatever reason, I took it 2 times and I'm stuck at 7. I have, so I really want you to help just diagnose and tell me what is wrong.
How old are you again?
I'm 22.
Wow. You sound old for 22.
Really? Normally people say I have a pretty high voice for a guy.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that makes two of us then, because people don't say that I have a high-pitched voice, but whenever I answer the phone call, if it's a stranger, he always says, "Oh, miss, come down to fetch your parcel." Yes.
Really? No way.
But I'm so manly.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, no, I have the same problem. I don't know why. But maybe it's because this is my first time on your live stream. I'm a little bit nervous, just like the last girl. So maybe it kind of keep my voice a bit lower than normal, but yeah.
so you're excited. That's a good thing then.
Yeah, I'm excited. I really want to know what is holding me back from getting a higher score because I generally I have belief in my ability, you know, but I just don't know what is going on.
Well, I know that you didn't ask for, an immediate piece of advice, but I'm
Okay.
gonna volunteer one. One of the
Yeah.
best things that you can do when it comes to speaking is finishing your thoughts. You do have this tendency to bounce from one thought to another. Like, you can't really just stay put and finish a sentence.
Right.
That's something you need to do. I don't think that you can just calm your nerves, but
Yeah.
believe me, I'm going to eviscerate your excitement by the end of by the end of your speaking test.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's fair. To be honest, I feel more nervous right now talking to you than when I'm actually doing the IELTS test, you know. Um, but hey,
That's a
I
weird
look
thing to
forward.
say.
That's not a weird thing to say. You don't actually have to speak in front of like what 94 other people, you know, like during the actual IELTS test. It's just you and the
Oh,
examiner, right?
I mean, that's the price of being popular.
Well, okay, well, good for you, but not good for your student, I guess.
Don't be presumptuous. You're not my student. You're really just, a passenger, a stranger who, decided to swing by on a cold winter day. Don't be presumptuous now. Okay.
Not trying to be presumptuous, but obviously, you know what they say in Vietnam. You know, no matter how, you know what they say, một chữ là thầy, nửa chữ cũng là thầy, whatever, you know, right? Like, if you give
Okay.
me like one piece of advice, hey, I mean, like, you got my respect. You are my teacher at least for like this 5 minutes.
Oh wow. Oh wow. You floored me with that one. Okay. Sure. You had a solid point. You had a solid point. I am defeated. I concede. Right, let's continue with the speaking test. Let's go through a few speaking part 1 questions.
Yeah.
Let's talk about sleeping. How long do you often sleep every night?
Well, I try to get an 8 hour sleep every night. Though obviously, as a 22-year-old studying in my last year of my university, is I cannot always you know make it. So I try to at least 6 hours, I guess. But it really depends on the amount of work that I have for that day.
Well then, when you were younger, did you often wake up early in the morning?
Oh yeah, I think it's the same as everybody in Vietnam, right? Because school starts at if I remember correctly, around like 7:30, right? So you know you kind of have to wake up around like 6:30 at most, which is pretty early. And you know, like living in the north of Vietnam in Hanoi,
Thank
especially
you.
during the winter, you know.
In the future, do you want to get more sleep?
Uh, I actually don't, you know. I don't I don't want to just spend all my day sleeping. I want to be able to do something more meaningful now.
Okay, fine. Well, let me give you some feedback right now.
Yeah.
Your answers, in essence, were fine. I understood everything you said, but I dislike the way that you conveyed your messages.
Right.
You were too jumpy. You couldn't finish one single sentence. You kept on, you kept on bouncing from one idea to another, which is not a good habit. I feel
Okay.
like that is like the crux of the issue as far as your speaking skill is concerned. It's not about your pronunciation. It's about the fact that you cannot finish one complete idea. And because of the fact that you tend to, just like swing from one end to another, when you do get to, the actual point of your answer, you tend to rush to the point that your speaking speed is so fast that I couldn't really, make sense of what you were saying.
Oh, okay.
So
What's
that's
that?
something you need to get to grips with if you want to improve your speaking score. Again, like this is not exactly a conversation with friends.
Right.
The examiner is there to assess your performance. So you have to make sure that you give the examiner that you're having the test with. Oh my God. Whatever it is that they want, right? So you have to make sure that you extend your answer appropriately. You have to speak in a way that is intelligible, right? You have to facilitate their comprehension. You have to use a wide range of vocabulary items, so on and so forth. But none of these things would matter if you cannot discipline yourself into finishing a thought. Okay.
Yeah.
Also, you reminded me of someone.
Who?
Nicki Minaj. You say I.
What? What are you talking about?
I know, right? What am I talking about? I'm mocking you. You were stuttering. You said I.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me turn on some music so that you understand what I'm talking about. Hold on.
I think I know what you're talking about. And to be honest, the stuttering issue I have even when I speak Vietnamese, so I wouldn't be surprised if I have that problem when I speak English as well.
Sure, but just to drive the knife a bit further into your wound, I'm gonna turn on some music. You understand what I'm talking about?
You're pretty sassy for a teacher, you know.
Hold on. Hold on. Just a moment. Just a moment. Hold on. I don't know how to unplug this earphone. And also, I'm not sassy. I have a point to prove. Hold on. Okay. And also, who tells you that teachers are not sassy? Have you had any experience with literature teachers?
Oh yeah. Just I don't know. Just never to the level that you are showing right now, I guess. But
Hold on. This song is from Nicki Minaj. Hold on. I need the rap part. Hold on. Oh, wait, okay, here. It's somewhere here. Okay, just so you wait, give me a moment. Trust the process. Can you hear the music?
yeah, I can.
All right, now, this is where your monologue is gonna come in. Your one-letter monologue is gonna jump in. Do you hear that?
Yeah.
Okay, let me play that part again, just for the sake of driving the knife a bit further into your wound. Oh, oh my God.
You know what? At least, like, if it happens to me in the IELTS test, I'll just tell them that, hey, that's what Nicki Minaj does. What can I do?
Okay, whatever floats your boat. It's something you need to get to grips with, okay?
No, yeah. I agree.
Let's move on then. Speaking of Nicki Minaj, let's talk about music. We're moving on to speaking part 3, by the way.
Okay.
What kinds of music are popular in Vietnam?
The first thing that comes to my mind is Vina House. It's a very popular genre of electronic music in Vietnam, and I think in Vietnam only. As you can derive from the name, Vina House is a combination of Vietnam and house. So it's essentially Vietnamese house music. You hear it everywhere, in the taxi, in any popular Vietnamese clubs. Is a lot of people look down on it. I actually think it is, you know, it is a part of Vietnamese pop culture that people should not be looking down on, but and instead admire it and help popularize it, in the among to other countries as well. Because I see a lot of videos of people from other countries actually really enjoying Vina House, and there's no shame in liking Vina House, I think. So
Sure.
yeah.
Thank you. Well then, do you think that old people and young people enjoy the same type of music?
Well, obviously the answer is no. It's not just exclusive to Vietnam. Even if you go to the States or wherever else, different generations will have different tastes of music, and that's completely fine.
Okay, fine. I thought that it was fine, but again, nothing special. I do think that in speaking parts where you need to work on your idea extensions, that answer was yeah, you had an answer, but then you said two. Oh my god, sorry, I didn't mean to be so mean, but it's something that you need to get to grips with. Okay, and I didn't like the way that you extend your explanation for Vina House. My recommendation would be for you to what exactly did I like about that answer? You weren't exactly listing things out. Your depiction of Vina House was on point. I thought that it was fine. I also believe that Vina House is such a groundbreaking kind of music for us youngsters. It's fun. Perhaps you can talk more about the way that type of music makes people feel, right?
Yeah.
One more idea, because you were describing that music in a very factual kind of way, which is fine. But then again, I do have to say that I felt like you were listing facts out, which was not what I wanted. I wanted to hear your opinion about that type of music. Right? So sure, you can hear that music virtually everywhere. It's like so ubiquitous, and there are so many national anthems that we get from that particular genre of music. But you can talk more about the fact that it makes people feel relaxed, and for youngsters, it makes them want to dance, which is a good thing, right? And it's also a fun way to blow off some steam at the end of the day. Yeah, just one or two sentences like that would be fine, but I need you to give me an opinion, not just facts. Yeah, that's all. Right.
Okay, great. Well, I guess thank you for your feedback and for driving your knife through my heart again and again and again. I guess that's what I need at the moment, I suppose. But thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye. Good luck. Oh, the name of the song, có bạn hỏi tên of the song. It's Turn Me On, làm ưng ném. Ngọc Chiona nha. Cái bài đó là Turn Me On, David Guetta featuring Nicki Minaj. In Vietnamese, it's called làm ưng ném. Let's continue. Hello.
Hi.
Okay.
Hello.
Và đây em có định thi không?
Cũng có.
Bao giờ sẽ thi?
Cũng sắp ạ.
Sắp thi mà lên đây á? Cẩn thận là buồn đấy nha.
Vâng
Chắc
ạ.
không? Có muốn test tiếp không?
Có ạ.
Okay. Well then, do you have a goal in mind? You don't have to share it with me.
Vâng, thì thôi ạ.
You do have a goal.
Yes.
Nice. In the first part of the test, I'd like to ask you a few questions about yourself. Let's talk about morning routines. What do you often do in the morning?
The first thing I do in morning is checking my phone, like scrolling my phone for a good amount of minutes, and then I get out of my bed, and then brushing my teeth and do other kinds of morning routine as other people.
Is there anything that you would like to change about your morning routines?
Yeah, is that habit that I was mentioned, because it's really time wasting, and it kind of exhausts me the first thing in the morning, because you can lose a lot of energy just by scrolling your phone, and it's kind of meaningless activity, and I try to lessen my screen time daily, every day.
What do Vietnamese people tend to have for breakfast?
Yes, breakfast is really common for Vietnamese people. They usually can eat at home or go outside to eat. You can see in the morning the Vietnamese breakfast restaurant is always packed with customers. And
Fine.
okay.
Fine. Phần đầu này nhá, câu trả lời cũng được. Có một vài lỗi nhỏ, không phải in morning đâu là in the morning, in the morning. Đó. Amount of minutes, trời ơi, a few minutes ok rồi. Còn amount ấy, đó là a small amount of time, a small period of time. Đấy, thì không nên. Nên đó là reduce my screen time. Hiểu không?
Vâng.
Đấy, reduce my screen time cũng được. Nó chỉ có một cái đó là cái câu đầu tiên nhá, khi em nói về những hoạt động em làm ấy. Thực ra thì đây là một cái lời khuyên nhắc đi rất nhiều lần rồi, nhắc lại nhiều lần rồi. Thực ra là người ta không quan tâm nhiều đến những hoạt động đấy đâu ấy. Người ta muốn em nói theo cái kiểu thông thường là không phải liệt kê, mà là em sẽ cần phải có một cái tương tác nào đó với những cái hoạt động đó. Ví dụ nhá, well, in the morning I try to wake up as early as possible, but that does not always work for me because I stay up very late at night to do my homework. Thế em thấy trong câu đấy không? Người ta nói là cháu muốn dậy sớm nhá, đúng không? Tháng nào cũng dậy sớm, nhưng mà không phải lúc nào cũng dậy sớm được, bởi vì ra thì cháu rất hay thức muộn ấy, làm bài. Cái đoạn đằng sau ấy là cháu không phải lúc nào cũng dậy sớm được vì chuyện này, hay là vì cháu thức muộn ấy. Cái đó là cái tương tác với hoạt động, cái đó là cái người ta muốn nghe em nói, chứ ta không muốn liệt kê cái tính hoạt động với ra đâu. Được chưa? Sau đấy thì em phải tóm gọn là and after waking up, I do some personal hygiene and then grab my breakfast. Well, I tend to have something light, but at weekend I treat myself to fancier dishes like bún riêu or chicken noodles. Okay. Thì cũng tương tự như vậy là các đằng sau ấy, khi mà nói về đồ ăn sáng ấy, thì thực ra người ta không quan tâm đến những cái không quan tâm đến những cái thế nào nhỉ, không quan tâm đến những hoạt động ở đâu ấy. Người ta muốn em là giải thích kỹ hơn về những hoạt động đấy là cái gì, hiểu không? Đấy, một xíu thôi, không phải giải thích quá nhiều nhưng mà một xíu như vậy là đủ tốt rồi. Còn cái câu trả lời đầu tiên của em ấy thì nó hơi liệt kê. Đấy, phải xử lý đấy. Okay, let's move on then. In the next part of the test, speaking part 3, I would like to discuss with you one or two general questions related to something that you have not been talking about. Let's talk about festivals. What kinds of festivals are popular in your country?
There's the varieties of festivals that is very popular in my country. I think that each region has its own kind of festival, and in my area, there's one festival that very popular that and usually take place on the Tet holidays, which is I don't remember exactly the name, but it's kind of like where you bring your signature food from your hometown and you will kind of display at the festival to people to buy and taste it. It's a kind of like advertising your hometown, I guess.
So essentially, it's a food festival.
Yes, okay, that is the food festival.
Okay, fine. Well then, do you think that these festivals will remain popular in the future?
I think that's continue to attract many attention, and because of people have always have a like for food, and since it have been promoting and advertising on the social medias too, so it's very likely to increase its popularity.
Okay, fine. Cái đoạn đấy nhá, đoạn part 3 đấy á, thế thì chắc là không biết là có góp ý sửa vì góp ý hay không, nhưng mà đoạn đấy là nói cũng được. Tức là có tình huống, xong rồi là có gì nhỉ, có cái lựa chọn từ vựng tương đối là ổn. Đấy. Nhưng mà chọn cái tình huống Tết holiday nó khiến mình bị hơi khó hiểu ấy. Thì em phải nói là tập trung nhiều hơn về đồ ăn ấy, food ấy. Food nhiều thứ mà. Đúng là ở đấy cái đoạn đấy là em phải diễn đạt lại thôi, còn ý thì ok rồi nhưng mà diễn đạt nó không chính xác lắm nhá. Có một số lỗi nhỏ như kiểu là on Tết holiday thường sẽ là during Tết holiday. Cái holiday nó khác với đây bình thường nhá. If you go on holiday tức là mình đang đi nghỉ, nhưng mà holiday theo kiểu là một cái kỳ nghỉ, nó là một cái thời gian dài, chứ không nói là on holiday được, mình nói là during Tết holiday, đấy an toàn nhất luôn đấy. Nhìn chung bài của em thì không có, nói chung là được cái nói gọi là tự nhiên, phát âm dễ nghe, từ vựng gọi là vừa đủ để trả lời các câu hỏi, nhưng mà sự chính xác nó chưa cao lắm. Cái phần part 3 thì gọi là có một sự tiến bộ, nhưng mà sự tiến bộ đấy nó đi với cái giá là cách triển khai thì có chiều sâu, nhưng mà cái từ vựng thì lại không chính xác lắm. Đấy. Thì em nhớ diễn đạt lại những cái ý đó nhé. Đấy, anh nghĩ là sẽ nằm trong tầm nói của em thôi, thì tự chủ động phần đấy và nên bổ sung thêm một vài thành ngữ hay là idiomatic language là chính. Ví dụ nhé, em phải nói là em phải mô tả như kiểu là cái festival đấy ngày xưa ấy, nó không phổ biến lắm đâu, nhưng bây giờ phổ biến rồi. Em nói kiểu như là well, if my memory serves, when I was a young kid, food festivals were in a way under the radar, like people didn't really pay attention to them. But in recent years, thanks to social media, they're gaining a lot of traction. And earlier this year, like a few food festivals in Hanoi did go viral, attract like thousands of people, which was great in my opinion. Đúng không? Thì em để so sánh kiểu như vậy, có thành ngữ kiểu thế là under the radar này, gaining traction. Gaining traction nó là cái ngôn ngữ idiomatic language. Go viral. Đấy. Grab people attention, những cái đấy, cái từ như là grab people attention cũng là thành ngữ đấy. Nên là không phải là thành ngữ nó không phải là quá khó đâu, nhưng mà thật sự là phải có cái loại ngôn ngữ đó trong cái cách mà em nói nha. Đấy, feedback xong rồi, có câu hỏi gì không?
Tên là bao nhiêu ạ?
Bài này cảm giác là 6 ấy.
Vâng. Dạ, em cảm ơn ạ.
Ok. Good luck.
Dạ. Làm thế nào để out đấy ạ? À đây.
Mầm. Oh. Hello.
Hello? Hello?
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes. So.
Okay, first of all, I want to say that I'm not from Indonesia. I'm from another country, and I just wanted to practice a little bit of speaking and receive some comments about it. Just because
Indonesia?
I'm preparing for. No,
So where are you
I'm
from?
Kazakhstan. I'm from Kazakhstan.
Wow. Okay, well, I'm not from Indonesia. I'm from Vietnam. But that makes no
I'm
difference to
sorry.
you, I imagine.
Yeah. I
Fine.
just saw your profile on my recommendations and just decided to send a request.
Wow. Okay. Do you know what that means? It means that I'm going global. Thank you.
Yeah, this is great.
Okay. Let's do the speaking test then. In the first part of the test, before we start, do you have a goal that you want to achieve in your speaking test? Somewhere down the line, I imagine.
I would like to get 7.5 on my speaking and like 7.5 or 8 in overall speaking.
Nice. And is the test in the cards?
Well, I'm gonna pass my IELTS on January 16th, so it's getting kind of
Pass.
close.
You're gonna take the IELTS test. But
Sorry.
well, that's optimism, right? We appreciate an optimistic heart in this room. All right, fine. Well then, in the first part of the test, I'd like to ask you a few questions about yourself. Let's talk about wild animals. Are there many wild animals in your country?
Yes, I believe there are a lot of wild animals in my country, just because climate can allow them to breed really frequently in my country.
Can you say that again? Your volume was too small for me.
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me now?
Sure. Let me ask you the question again. Are there many wild animals where you live?
Yes, I believe there are a lot of wild animals living in my country, just because there are different circumstances where they can breed in a very large amount.
Do you often watch TV programs about wild animals?
Yes, I really enjoy to watch different TV programs such as Discovery Channel or National Geographic about wildlife and some animals living underwater in the marine.
And do you have a favorite wild animal?
My favorite wild animal is cheetah, just because I'm really impressed by the speed of running of that species.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna give you some feedback for your speaking part 1 questions. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. What time is it where you live?
It is 9 p.m.
Oh, 9 p.m. Well, that's pretty early, right? So I think that you can cope with my kind of madness, like when I randomly shout for no reason.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's okay.
sure. I thought that your answers were too short. in the speaking test, I'm not quite sure how examiners mark tests over there, but with the assumption that all examiners abide by the same rules, although some do have a tendency to just grab the ball and run with it, doing things the way they want. I felt like most of your answers were too short, and the main issue with these lengths was that I was not convinced that you would be able to speak at length effortlessly. If you want to get a 7.5 in speaking, that is the impression that you need to make, and you need to provide evidence for that type of impression. So, for instance, in the first question, you said that there were lots of circumstances in which animals could reproduce in large amounts. First of all, circumstances was not the most appropriate word to use in that context. You can say lots of areas, right? Lots of opportunities for animals to just reproduce. Okay? Large amounts. So when I heard that answer, it naturally made me wonder, the circumstances in which animals could produce in large quantities. Can you give me an example?
I meant the climate conditions, like in terms of it is very comfortable for them to breed in my country, just because like it's warm and sometimes snowy. It depends on the animal.
Sure. Then you can say, well, I think that there are many opportunities for wild animals to reproduce in my country, mostly because of the weather here. It's warm most of the time, which means that animals can almost reproduce all year round, right? And if you have actual knowledge of animals that can reproduce during warm weather, you can also just name drop a few of them. Okay, just to illustrate your point, because I thought that it was a weird way to end your answer. You definitely need to give more examples there. Okay, on the marine, you mean in the ocean?
Yeah, like on the water.
On the water?
Under the water.
All right, under the water. Sure, in the water. All right. And for the last question, you just said the cheetah, and you did not elaborate. Well, the answer should have been my favorite wild animal is the cheetah. Right? And can you explain why it is your favorite animal?
Yeah, I said the reason, but maybe there was an issue with my microphone again. I said like my favorite wild animal is cheetah, just because I'm impressed by the ability of it to run really fast and to hunt their prey.
Oh, well then that would have been fine. Can you give me one more sentence?
About cheetah?
Yeah, something related to the cheetah or why you're fascinated by this creature.
That creature has a really beautiful fur with the colors of yellow and black, which are my favorites. And sometimes when I look at cheetahs, I really enjoy to see them.
Okay.
Especially on different TV programs.
Fine. So, right, let's take it from the top. I need you to patch all of these sentences together. Right? What I'm trying to say here is that, in the speaking test, it's always better for you to leave a positive impression with regard to your speaking abilities. Right? And one of the things that you need to demonstrate is your ability to speak at length effortlessly. Okay? Now let's do it again. Do you have a favorite wild animal?
Oh, should I answer for this question one more time again entirely?
Yes.
Okay. My favorite wild animal is cheetah, and the reason why I chose it is that I'm really impressed by the ability of it to run fast. And each time I watch different TV programs, I notice how fast they are able to hunt and to catch their prey. And one more thing that I really like is the color of their fur, just because it attracts me from the first sight.
From the first sight, it sounded a bit weird. Just because, you can say, just because it caught my attention when I first saw it, when I saw it for the very first time. Okay?
Okay.
One more time.
Oh my god.
Just the
My
last
favorite
sentence.
one. Just last sentence. And one more thing that I really like about cheetah is that it can catch my attention by the colors or by different colors of their fur, like yellow, black, and a little bit of orange.
Nice. Okay. Well then, you said that you wanted to get a 7.5 for speaking, which is why.
No. I mean overall, 7.5 for overall, but I'm good with 7 on speaking.
Okay. Right. Let's talk about the 7 for speaking. Look, I wanted you to repeat because I wanted to see if you could improve your precision through repetition. You understand?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Right? So the next question is, did you manage to be more precise with your answer by repeating what I said? Or what I suggested you to say?
Maybe.
No.
Sure.
When you did it for the third time, well, you put your own spin on it, which was fine, but by doing that, you also made a few more mistakes. Okay? You still said because it can catch my attention, right? When I first see it or something like that. Essentially, like if you want to get not a good score, sorry. For some reason, I'm being way too meticulous here. Look, after this question, I'm gonna let you go. Okay.
Okay.
I think that you need to be more precise with what with the way that you speak, and oftentimes you have to repeat to get that kind of precision. Right. That's the point I'm trying to make. So for the last piece of information, for instance, I recommended you to say, and one thing that I also really like about the cheetah is its fur, which caught my attention the first time I saw it. Right. So you have to pay attention to the use of grammar. Okay, one thing that I really like about the cheetah, right? The cheetah is that it, right? It has a very nice fur. It has very nice fur color, right? Is that it has a very nice fur color, or it has very nice fur colors, which caught my attention when I first saw it. So the first part is the cheetah and it. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Right? And the second part is which caught my attention, past tense. Which caught my attention when I saw it for the very first time. Right?
Okay.
So there are 2 points of precision that I want you to cover, and I want you to hit the nail on the head this time around. One more go, and then you're off the leash. So one more thing that I really like about the cheetah is
One more thing that I really like about the cheetah is the oh my god.
it has
Okay. It has like very. Can I change it a bit?
sure.
Okay. Is that it has a really catchy fur that immediately turned my attention, like turned on immediately. I forgot the idea, what it was about.
It's okay. Look, this is the point that I'm trying to illustrate. When you're preparing for the speaking test, it's okay for you to, freestyle and like improvise however you want. It's just that you need to pay attention to the element of precision. Okay.
Okay.
When you speak. And honestly, I don't think that there's a way for you to improve your precision without repetition. And I honestly don't know why you didn't repeat what I said. You could have just learned the phrase, and that would have been a done deal, right? But look, it's something for you to think about, and then you can, I guess, figure out what you want to do. Okay, that's all.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
All right, good luck. Mum, 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 mum.
Good evening.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you clearly.
Okay.
Are you younger or older than me?
How old are you?
No, how old are you?
In 2006, the time I was born.
Sure, well then you're a cháu then. You're almost a cháu. You're 20 years old?
19.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Well then, chime with Chin, what do you want? Do you have a test? Is it right around the corner? And do you have a goal for it?
I'm looking for the 8 in speaking and maybe lucky enough 8 overall.
And is the test in the cards, or are you still thinking about it?
I'm not sure about the day I'm gonna take it, but it's really a hush for me, I guess.
What do you mean? So are you gonna take the test anywhere down the line?
I'm gonna take it, and the time is really not too long for me to practice more. But I'm not so sure about the day I'm gonna take it.
Okay, fine. All right, well, let's do the test. In the first part of the test, I'd like to ask you a few questions about yourself. Let's talk about sunglasses. Do you often wear sunglasses when you go out?
Actually, I'm not a big fan of sunglasses. It gonna block my vision sometimes. I've tried it, but that time when I was going on the road and the sunglasses, it made my vision getting dark, and then I couldn't saw a child passing the road, and I almost hit him. So from then I started to get off the sunglasses.
Fine. Well then, where can you buy sunglasses in the city that you're living in?
I think it's really easy. Sunglasses store, it appears everywhere, and next to the road that my house is on, there is a really big store selling sunglasses and also selling glasses.
Do you think that sunglasses would make good gifts?
I don't know about other people, but to me, I think it's really good. I have given my teacher a blue sunglass, and he really liked it. I think it's good, and I think for some people, if they really love, if they're really into some classes. So I think it's a really good option to be considered a gift.
Okay, fine. Well, I thought that your answers were fine in terms of meaning. I understood everything you said. Your extensions were also pretty natural. Your vocabulary was, yeah, fine. Your grammar was fine. Your pronunciation was clear. But you made a systematic error. You constantly refer to sunglasses as glass, sunglass. You always said it, right? You need two of them,
Yeah.
right? So you have to refer to sunglasses as
They.
Well, since you already stated your goal, I have to say that this type of systematic errors is definitely gonna get in the way. Right? So you need to get to grips with like this sort of problem. Yeah, do something about it, and then you have a shot at an 8.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If there's a systematic error, your grammar is automatically a 7. And unfortunately, this error, manifested itself way too clearly in all of your answers. Yeah. So unfortunately, as far as grammar is concerned, you're a 7 just through, these answers. But I like the way that you extended your answers. It was very natural.
Yeah. Thank you for that.
I would also encourage you to try to use a bit more idiomatic language. For instance, when you talk about buying sunglasses, you can say that, if they make good gifts, you can say that, yeah, you're gonna get a good bang for your buck, right? When you say that, sunglasses do make good gifts, you can say that, yeah, I do think that, you can get a good bang for your buck when you buy sunglasses as gifts.
Okay.
Right? Good bang for your buck. When you talk about stores, right? Sunglasses stores, not store. You're talking about general store, so there must be an S there.
Okay.
All right. What else can you say about sunglasses? Stylish designs. Stylish designs. Translucent is also a very nice word for sunglasses. Chic. Yeah, there are lots of sunglasses that are not like super functional. They just make you look like fashionable, and they look great in photos. Right? So you can use words like chic, fashionable, stylish, translucent. You can also describe a particular shade of blue or brown. The word shade is what matters here. You can also talk about the fact that you can get a good bang for your buck when you buy sunglasses as gifts. Right? If you don't like sunglasses, you can say, well, these are what else can you say? Instead of saying instead of going out, you can say, when I head out, right? When I head out, or when I'm on the road. And if you move very often, you can say, I'm constantly on the move. Right? There are phrases like that. These are, examples of idiomatic language. So you definitely need to squeeze a few of them out. Right?
Okay.
Well, 2 things then. Make sure that you deal with plural nouns. Like jeans, you don't say jeans as in just one column or a singular noun. Jeans would be a pair, right? A pair of jeans. Just as sunglasses, scissors, also they, and also more idiomatic language. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Any question?
I think no. Appreciate your time.
Okay. Well then, good luck. Right. people, that should be it for today. Hôm nay dừng ở đây thôi nha mọi người nha. 1 tiếng 45 phút rồi đấy. Hôm nay rất là năng suất là được 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 người lận. 10 người lận. Đó. Hôm nay dừng đây thôi. Và để 1 phút quảng cáo cuối cùng trước khi mình rời thì mình có lớp giải đề writing nhá, mọi người tham khảo nha. Thông tin trong bio có rồi và bài mẫu rất là nhiều. Bye bye.